FireBase Z is the next map in our Call of Duty Zombies series. It takes place in Vietnam. That's what the Z stands for. Yep. And it is a very interesting map. It introduces teleporters back. It introduces that's really it for teleporters, but it does. The power system is very interesting. Before we get into that, I really want to talk about the layout of the map. The map is, as you can expect, in Vietnam. It has two parts. The first part is a village, a small village where you start off in. Then you can teleport to the actual FireBase Z, which is an army base. Most of your time will be spent in the army base, since the village is really small. Even though it has the pack punch and vending machine, it's incredibly small and, in my admit, pretty dangerous to be in later zombie rounds. The base, on the other hand, is big and wide open. It's a little bit more. It's easier to survive in, and honestly, more interesting location than the village. Once you get to the village, do the teleporter, you'll have to turn the power on. In a similar map like Origins on Black Ops 2, you go to locations, turn the power on, and then having to defend it from zombies. The power little cords things. Defend it from a zombie, then that area of the map will have power, which is pretty cool. And if you want to do the Easter egg, you have to turn on all three. There's three. Once doing that, all the power will be turned on. After that, it's normal zombies, pack punch, the vending machine, all perks are all up. That's the way to get the power on this map. So it's pretty simple. That's from the first part of the video. So it's how do you turn the power on, and that. Now this map is a little bit different than Die Machine. It's all of it's above ground. There's no bunker, anything like that. This map I think, in my opinion, it is better than Die Machine. Die Machine can be a little bit bland at sometimes, and overall fairly easy. This map is a little bit harder, and also has more flair. I think the FireBase Z location is pretty nice, and that's all I gotta say about for the layout and the map look like. It's very interesting, and I think it is definitely an upgrade from Die Machine. But all the mechanics from Die Machine are still there. Like I said, it introduces teleporters. There's also jump pads too. Jump pads around the map. Those can be useful to getting away from zombies. It does introduce a new weapon, as you can see from the gameplay. The gun right there, I checked, it's not in Die Machine, and it is pretty good. I would recommend getting it. But that's for the guns. So the guns are all the same, and anything like that. No new perks being added. Nothing major added. They just added new things like jump pads and teleporter back. For the Easter egg, the Easter egg is, I think, a lot easier than Die Machine. I don't know, maybe I just didn't research enough, because for this one I actually looked at the Easter egg. The Easter egg is pretty simple, if you want a little layout of it. Turn the power on, go talk, there's this guy, there's a scientist who's locked himself in the room. You gotta get some truth serum, make him talk. And then after that, the main Easter egg goal is to rescue a Russian girl who's important to the story. And she's, I really do not remember her name. But I know she's important. I'm trying to be more of a casual. I'm more of a casual player. So I don't really do the Easter egg a lot, but I do say it is a little bit easier to follow. And I feel like you can do it if you really want to do the Easter egg. For the zombies, it adds 2 new zombies, which are pretty cool. It adds the Mimic and the Mangler. The Manglers. The Mimic is pretty simple. It's a monster that hides itself in items. There'll be a grenade or tactical or lethal on the ground, or even a kill streak on the ground, and then it will pop up. It disguises itself as that, and it will chase you around. It's pretty menacing, but I fairly say it's pretty easy to fight. And the main drawback, the main dangerous of it is the powers it can hold. First, it can pull you, which is the most dangerous one. It can pull you to it. The second one is like a whip. It can whip at you. I think the pull is a lot harder, is a lot worse than the whip. The whip is it's easier. No, the whip is harder because it draws you in, and normally it'd be like a group of zombies, and that can like be a death. The mangler, on the other hand, is a lot easier to fight, even though it's a lot more deadly than the mimic. The mangler can shoot out like a beam from its hand, and it's very powerful. But if you know how to take it down, so I'm telling you a little hint right here. If you shoot its hand, it kills pretty easily. So it kind of makes the mangler not that deadly, because if you know where to shoot it, it basically kills instantly. Now, for another thing that map adds, which I thought was pretty cool, was the attacks. Basically, every couple rounds there'll be a timer on the screen, and then they'll tell you to go to an area, which is like, and the zombies start attacking it. You have to defend that area, or if they ever to take it over, they will shut down your power, and you have to restart the power, which isn't that bad, but it's still kind of a hassle to do. I recommend doing it, and it keeps you on your toes. It gives you some free coins. There's a drink of water right there. If I had to rate it, I said it's definitely better than Die Machine. It's a lot more interesting, Die Machine. I was very excited to rank this map. But it's a very simple map, and these Cold War maps don't have a lot of things adding to them. I kind of wish I didn't do Cold War, but I don't really have a lot of the Call of Duty zombie games. Or I don't have them on PlayStation 5, which I am recording this on. It's a lot easier to do it. I will try to do it better. I have Infinite Warfare. I'm going to try to do that. But the Cold War maps don't really change a lot. And I think most of them are really like, the best they can be is really interesting with the locations they're at. And I'm definitely excited for the next Cold War map, which takes place in Berlin. And yeah, I'm really excited for that. Now for the Wonder Weapon, it is the Ray K, which is a pretty cool, it's a ray gun that's an AK-47. I know I've used it before, and it's pretty powerful, and it even has a noob tube that launches like a black hole, which is really cool. It's a lot more simpler than the last Wonder Weapon and Die Machine. It just has one variant. It's a ray K. It's an AK-47. It's a ray gun. That's it. And as you can see from the audio, I am trying to do. You can craft it, which I don't know if you could do with the other Wonder Weapon. It's a lot easier to craft it. I was very close to crafting it this game, but sadly I did die before I was able to do that. I'm not that good at the game, but I didn't make it pretty far. The ray K is pretty cool, and I think it's definitely like a must-need for the map gets dangerous and dangerous. I'm going to try to keep this video a little bit short, though, because I don't have a lot to say about this map. Like I said, it's very interesting. It definitely elevates the story by having it be a little more easier to follow. And for people to say this, I know Die Machine, and that's literally the pros. The pros, I'm talking about the pros and cons now for a ranking part of this video. Talk about the pros. The pros, it has a lot more variety. It looks better than Die Machine. Die Machine can be a little bit bland sometimes, and this one is a lot more interesting. I think this is a lot interesting because it feels like a base that's been like taken over and attacked by the zombies, which it does pretty good. But Die Machine felt like more like an abandoned brick building in the snow. So yeah, the place is a lot more interesting, cool. The Wonder Weapon's a lot cooler. I like the Ray K one than the last one. And that's so easier. Easier. That's the pros. The cons are the power. The power is, I gotta admit, pretty aggravating to do. Especially for someone like me who had to play the map multiple times. And yeah, the power can get pretty aggravating. Like something else, I didn't mention last time the challenges, but I don't know how I didn't do that. But you can get challenges in the game, and if you complete them, they're pretty easy. I don't in the gameplay right now. I don't have them, but I did do them. I played this map multiple times, but yeah. So the challenges are pretty fun. But back to the cons. The power is interesting, but it's kind of aggravating. I like it. For Origins, it was different though. Origins it made it a little bit better by having it be a lot more hard. Like for Origins, it was smaller and it was a lot harder to do. But for Origins, in my opinion, it was a lot. Like, I'm not trying to make this a Orange review, but Orange was just harder to do, and it was especially a lot smaller. But for this map, it's like a wide open area, and it just kind of gets aggravating after a while. So that's the cons. I don't really have any other cons for this map. It is definitely an upgrade from Time Machine. And I forgot, I didn't mention it. I didn't rank Time Machine, but for my ranking of this map, I think I'm gonna say that this map is better than Time Machine. So I actually want to give a number ranking. So Time Machine, I'm gonna give it I think like, what could be good? I think a 6. Yeah, 6. 7. Okay, 7 out of 10. No, 6 out of 10. It's not that good. It's still good. It's above average. Okay, it's above average, above mid. This map, I'm gonna give it a. It's hard because there's so many other zombie maps, so I'm gonna try to rank. I don't want to rank it only on Cold War maps, because if it's only on Cold War maps, it's gonna get a lot better. But for overall zombies maps, this gets like a 7 out of 10. So it's above Time Machine, but not that much. I do think it's really cool and good map. Definitely recommend playing it. But yeah, it does still have flaws, like the power is kind of aggravating to do. And I think that's it. It's a good map. Definitely worth nothing because all the maps are free, which I really like how they're all free. Easier for me. Really easy for me. Probably because the maps are not worth any money. But yeah. Good map. It is definitely an upgrade from Time Machine. And is it the best map of Cold War? No, I don't think it's the best map. I think the next two maps are the best. The next two maps are a contender for the best. I mean, obviously. Time Machine and FireBase Z are great. They're both great maps. And I think they're good. They're a great start to Cold War. Sadly, we only have 2 more maps left. So we didn't get that much. But I think 4 maps is good for a zombie game. Not to mention, also Outbreak became a thing. And Outbreak definitely holded a lot of attention. And I want to give more attention to the actual zombies maps. I do like Outbreak. I think it's better than the new zombies that's out. But I do think that the more attention needs to be given to the normal zombies maps and not Outbreak. Outbreak is good, but that's why I'm not gonna cover Outbreak. Maybe I will. I don't know. Probably no. I'm not. I'm not gonna cover Outbreak. So yes, this is my review of FireBase Z. It's a good and I'm gonna say it's a great map. Recommended. 7 out of 10. Great map. Makes the story better, which I like. Ray K is pretty cool. And that's it. Also, I started only using the pistol for like the for loadouts. I just started only using the pistol, mostly because I just want to make it like old zombies. Because if you look at the thing like that, there's no red weapons, no rare that's red, because I made them all. I only a pistol, which I like. Old fashioned is always the best fashion, if you know what. Yeah, I'm trying to get this video to at least 15 minutes, so I'm gonna put some random stuff in. I don't know why they're evac. I don't know why. I don't know anyone who loses evac. No one evacs. That's a dumb thing. No one evacs. I really like the assault waves. Assault waves are pretty fun. They're cool, like the story how the base got overrun, and they're really cool, and they're funner on multiplayer, which if you notice has all been solo. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. It's a good map. Please, I'm just trying to get this first. I'm trying to get the video to 15 minutes. I got ODSD Halo. I'm gonna stop literally right on 15 minutes. Let's get that perfect 15-minute count.